Hey boyos, Daily Check-in with John V. August 11th, 2025. It's been a little while since I did one of these. It has been 12, 13 days. July 30th was the last one. So I figured it was about time. Yeah, I feel a lot better walking 4 hours a day. I don't walk 4 hours every single day. Some days I only walk 3 hours, and occasionally I take a day off. But most of my days, like 4 days a week, will be 4 hours a day. Two will be 3 hours, and usually one I take off. It's just rough. I don't do a set schedule for walking. Just I shoot for four. Sometimes only do three. On occasion, no walking at all. But as far as my appearance goes, I look. I think I look a lot better. Like the lighting isn't very good. I look, kind of sweaty, sweaty and filthy. So I guess combination of that is sweaty. But my face is kind of beat up, like on my nose here and on my brow ridge. I'm picking at myself and right here. You know, got a little bit of dark spots on my face. I don't know what it's all from. I figure once I start a skincare routine, it'll clear that up a bit. But I'm looking a bit leaner. I think I haven't really looked at my old videos to really know, but I got my weigh in coming up on the 14th, which is on Thursday. Thursday at 2:30, and before I go, I won't be eating or drinking anything. I'll just be taking my pre-workout in the morning and then walking, getting my coffee, going, weighing myself, and then drinking my coffee after I weigh myself. And I'm hoping I'm down 10 pounds. If it's 8, I'm perfectly happy with that. Anything less than 8 wouldn't make sense to me. It should be 8 because, walking 4 hours most days, walking 22 hours a week, I should lose a little over 2 pounds a week, right? So 8 pounds is a realistic amount to hope to have lost by the 14th. I have a funny feeling it's going to say 7, and I don't know why, but seven's kind of a tease, right? Because I want 8, I don't want 7, but we will see. My computer's freezing up a little bit. It's probably going to affect the video quality when I post the video, but whatever. But all in all, life's pretty good. I know walking 4 hours a day has pretty much killed any depression that I had and lethargy and just no motivation. That's all gone from walking so damn much, right? And I would be weight training, but walking 4 hours a day, I can't really weight train too because it would be too much, right? I want to weight train once I decrease the amount of walking every day. If I'm doing like 2 hours of walking a day or one, then I can weight train. But walking 4 hours a day and wanting to do weight training too, it's too much. I'm not a professional bodybuilder, right? I'm not going to work out for 5 hours a day. I'd like to, but if I could do my cardio all at once, like one big long 4 hour session, then yeah, I could lift weights too. But I divide my cardio up into half-hour sessions at a time. So that's half one. That's 8 half-hour sessions. So it really breaks up the day, and I don't have a lot of time to do anything else. I'll have like an hour and a half between um, each hour to do stuff I want to do, like play games or something. But I'm not going to give up the 4 hours of walking just because it's eating up my day, right? I have to lose the weight. I really have to lose the weight. And I don't want to be a big fat fuck for the rest of my life, right? And, I have people telling me like, oh, you don't want to lose too much more weight. You're going to be too small, and I don't understand that because I'm really fucking fat. So I don't understand why people would be thinking I'm almost at the point of being small because I'm not even remotely small or thin at all. I still have a huge gut, right? I mean, compared to the the demographic of Walmart, the people I've seen coming in and out of there, yeah, I'm small. But 80% of the people I see coming in and out of there are 300 pounds or more. And it's kind of disgusting, really, you know. And I've established it's because I live in a poor area, so Walmart is dominated by welfare people and people that are, have families working probably minimum wage jobs, stuff like that. So in a rich area, like I don't think the demographic of Walmart would be, slobs, right? But I don't know. But finally, I got the doctor online to sign off on my DTC form, um, and I immediately went to the CRA online and sent that form in, and they're giving me a completion date target of mid-November. I went over this in my last video, but that's a long time, mid-November, and I'm worried they're going to push it even further than that because generally these call centers are understaffed and they're always looking for people, and it seems to just be getting worse because with the service I used online to have the DTC forms done and signed by the doctor online, I had to wait like almost 4 months for that, and the completion date target for that was 2 months. And when I complained to them about it, they said it's because they're understaffed. And it seems to be the case with call centers since the beginning of time, since call centers started. And it's because nobody wants to work in a call center because it's shit. It's a shit job. And I've worked in plenty of call centers. It sucks. It sucks because you're forced to rack your brain all the time when you're working, when you're talking to customers. It racks your brain because you have to be constantly, employing social skills and knowledge of the products that you're selling or supporting and billing information and all that. Whereas if you got a job at Walmart stocking shelves, it's brainless work. You don't have to think. You just shut your brain off and just listen to the music and stock shelves, right? But a call center, you're not active, and it's very hard on the nerves, very hard on the mind, and that's why those places are always understaffed, and they always will be unless they do something substantial, like start offering a much higher wage. The call centers I worked at generally offered minimum wage, and but they did offer bonuses, like quarterly bonuses, and you'd get like if you were a top performer, you'd get between like $50 and $200 extra on your paycheck just for that one quarter, and that's not a lot. That's not a lot, right? And I know there was one call center I worked at. They did those bonuses. For me, it was quarterly because I was outbound, but the inbound agents got that every month, and it was cut quite substantial. Like it capped out at like $300 bonus for being one of the very top performers, which is something fairly substantial when you're working minimum wage. But I didn't think it was fair as me being an outbound agent because, like, I could swear I worked harder than anybody else in that call center. Anybody else. Nobody worked as hard as me in that call center. And I know that's kind of an omega male way of thinking, right? Omega males always think that they're indispensable to their job, and if they left their job, their workplace would fall apart somehow. And that's an omega way of thinking, right? But I have omega male characteristics. But I was the hardest worker. Even management, a lot of the time they just sit there twiddling their thumbs, not really doing anything, right? And I was working as hard as possible when I had these call center jobs, and it really showed when I worked as a salesman for Sirius XM radio because I had the highest sales bonus of anybody working at the center, right? The physical center, it had, work from home employees and on site employees, and I had the highest amount of sales for the entire site. And that's saying something. And the thing is, once I was gone, once I quit, nobody fucking remembers me. Nobody cares. You're just a number to them. Like, you're not even a name. You're just a number. You get your bonus, and that's it. You leave, see ya. We don't remember you. And it's kind of sad, really, right? Because I was good at what I did. But I'll likely never work again. If I do work again, it'll just be a casual job. And around here, living with my sister, that's probably not going to happen. It's going to be quite a chunk of time before I'm in my own place and actually put myself out there in the workplace to get a casual job that's like 10 hours a week. So I feel like my life's on hold until I get my own place. It kind of sucks. But there's still things I can work on, like getting in shape, losing all the weight. But there's certain things that I'm really struggling with, and that's income because I have a substantial credit card debt. It's not that substantial, but for my income, it's a lot of money. I'm in debt by $2,500, and then my second credit card, I'm starting to accumulate a balance on that as well. The limit on that one is 1,200, and I'm not close to the limit yet, but it's getting there. It's slowly going up, right? And I'm not getting enough income to cover my cost of living because I go to the coffee shop 4 times a day, right? And 2 of those times I generally will buy coffee, and that's $3 each time, right? And I've gotten into the habit late at night generally. I'll sometimes get KFC. I'll get their lunchbox item, their lunchbox meal, which is $5.49. You get a chicken sandwich, fries, and coleslaw, and I've been in the habit of getting that once in a while, like 3 times a week, and that's too much because my income does not support me buying fast food all the time and buying fast, like, coffee shop coffee, right? And that's literally where all my expenses are. It's just rent, phone, interest on my maxed out credit card, and then coffee from the coffee shop and fast food. Every once in a while I'll go to the store and buy some fruit, like apples, oranges, and bananas. But that's that's all my expenses, and that's really more than I can afford, right? But yeah, there's not much to go over because nothing has really changed in my life for me to really go over. There's nothing really different, right? I'm just going on about the weight loss and rambling about life a bit, complaints and stuff. But overall, life's pretty good, and I'm really banking on getting approved for the DTC because that'll be a substantial amount of money that they'll give me, the CRA will give me, and that can pay off my credit card debt and give me a tidy sum of money to sit on for a while until I decide what to do with it. Likely what'll happen is I'll just whittle away at it over time until it's gone, like buying coffee and stuff like that. But if I have like $5,000 in my account from the DTC, I'll be sitting on that for a long time before it's gone if I just slowly whittle away at it, right? Probably a matter of years. But yeah, something does have to change because my income is not sustainable for my way of living. And, we've all been there. We've all had that problem at some point, right? And it doesn't matter how much money you get, you always end up spending more. And I might have to take a trip to the hospital and get the doctor to give me some kind of documentation stating that I need my phone for emergency health purposes in case I have, like, an allergic reaction and have to call 911, or have a schizophrenic episode and have to call 911. So my phone should be covered by welfare as, and then, you know, as a health, I don't know what even to call it, but be covered by welfare, the cost of my phone, just as, you know, an emergency phone, because that's essentially all I use it for. I hardly use my phone for anything. I go on Temu every night and check out if there's any good deals. I made a few orders on there, and I know you're gonna flame me and say, "Well, where'd you get the money for that?" But I had almost $1,500 in Timu credit on 4 accounts. So I've been whittling away at that and buying stuff, and I've been waiting for the credit back promotion to come up again, and it hasn't. It's been a very long time since that's came up. I think it's been almost a year, so I don't understand why they're not bringing it back, unless they've actually done away with it. Because you could get one pile of fucking shit for almost nothing. Because you spend this X amount of dollars and they give you a certain amount of credit back, and you can use that credit with some of your own money to do the promotion again, and you can just simply repeat that over and over and over and over again, right? And I already have tons of product I'm trying to sell, and business has not been booming. I haven't had a sale in months. It's been a few months and somebody's come and bought stuff from me. But initially, when I started selling magic products online on Facebook Marketplace, I had a lot of customers. I sold quite a bit of stuff. I never got my money back, but all the product I have wrapped like that, I have like funding wrapped up into, if I sold it all, I'd have a lot of money. Like, I must have 40 binders, 40 card binders, and they're each worth like $20 a piece. And that's essentially what I paid. But on the promotions, I didn't pay that much, just a portion of that, right? But yeah, I think I've rambled enough. I would really like to do a physique update one of these days soon. Maybe, depending how good my weigh-in goes on the 14th, I might do a physique update. I know my physique is nothing special. I haven't been weight training. I'm overweight. I'm not tanned. Nothing like that. And I just think I might want to upload a physique video, just as something to go by in a matter of months when I, lose a substantial amount of more weight. Just give you boys something to talk about too. So we'll cut the video off there, and I'll see you guys on the misc.